Oh, yeah, for all of those of you on Zoom land, please put yourselves on mute. You do not have to turn your video off so you can see each other and everybody else, but you can, if you could put yourselves on mute, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. So we are going to sing our opening song. Our opening song is Let There Be Peace. It's on the white card in the pew in front of you. Here we go. Now, don't sit down. We got a hymn for us today.
354. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, 354. Wings of Song. What's the name?
Good. It's Love That Makes the World Go Round.
All right.
We'll sing it like 2 or 3 times. Here it is. Love that makes the world go round. How about if we sing 3 verses? One's love, one's joy, and one's what?
Peace.
Love, joy, peace. Okay, here we go.
It's love, it's love, it's love that makes the world go round. It's love, it's love, it's love that makes the world go round. It's love, it's love, it's love that makes the world go round. It's love that makes the world go round. It's peace, it's peace, it's peace that makes the world go round. It's peace, it's peace, it's peace that makes the world go round. It's peace, it's peace, it's peace that makes the world go round. It's peace that makes the world go round. Joy, it's joy, it's joy, it's joy that makes the world go round. It's joy, it's joy, it's joy that makes the world go round. It's joy, it's joy, it's joy that makes the world go round. It's joy that makes the world go round. Woo! All right. Well, once again, everybody, welcome, welcome. And welcome to our lovely Phyllis on Zoom. And make sure that everybody has a good view of that. And we are going to pull the screen down after we do our announcements. I know Carolyn has a bunch of announcements.
Good morning, everybody. We're all grateful for all these faces here. And we had a wonderful board retreat yesterday. 8 of us gathered and had a lot of good, really beyond ideas, some planning that we will firm up at our board meeting next week for January. So you'll be hearing things. But the first thing that I want to have you all be thinking about is singing. And we have Barb now as our song leader at least once a month, sometimes more. This is an extra one now, because she'll be here for our Sing and Share Sunday every month, which will usually be the second Sunday. We're a week behind, a week different this week because of New Year's Day. But with that, we have two goals. And Barb will step up here with me if you need to flesh anything out that I've got wrong. But we're aiming folks to have folders in the pews as we develop enough songs to put into folders. We're not there yet, but that's our vision. And then we'll have the words for songs that aren't in our hymnals that we've learned and are starting to enjoy singing together. Because this is one of the long visions I think a lot of us have had, to come back to singing together in a joyful way, with enough of us knowing enough of the songs. So as we develop that repertoire of songs, we want to have people help choose what those songs are. We're calling it a song group. And it will be informal enough. It can be people talking on a Zoom call together, or really more typically, probably right at lunchtime or before or after lunch, that we would confer a little bit with Barb as we decide on what songs we want to have, so that we're listening kindly to each other. Now, we're going to have two sets of songs, sort of. Ones we would sing that aren't in our church service, like, here's our learning curve. Our big learning curve was the very first song we sang with Barb was Alleluia by Leonard Cohen. And that's a pretty dark song, even though we loved singing it and did a beautiful job singing it, and it was joyful to sing it together. It's not a song we're going to sing in our service anymore, probably, because we're in a learning curve. So, but there's going to be songs like that we sing other times too, because we're already talking at times that we might do some song singing together at potlucks in the evening. What if we had a talent show? What if we had a game night? What if we rolled them together and we also sang some songs? We have a lot of options for fellowship coming up that we are going to be developing, rolling out this winter, experimenting with things and listening, exploring things, I like to say. And really, it's our place to figure it out. Those of us who are following the story and able to come on Zoom or here in our services. So with that, I think that's the end of my announcements right now. Is there anything else we should be announcing? But very good, thank you. All right. Oh, I was going to say our affirmations together. And this is the echoing kind, where these are these three new affirmations that we've received from Spirit. And I'm going to say the line, and then we're going to say it back together, okay? All right, and let's stand up. Let's stand up, okay. And our first one is joyful. I don't have to look, I got it. Joyful teamwork is our way. Joyful teamwork is our way. Listening kindly is our path. Listening kindly is our path. We are in renewal together.
We are in renewal together.
Awesome. Woo. Thank you.
All right. All right, well, just a couple quickies. Number one, if you haven't already done so, please put your phones on mute or do not disturb so we don't have any thing interrupting. Those of you on Zoom, please do put yourself on mute if you haven't already done so. Next week, of course, is our sing and share, as Carolyn pointed out. If you've missed anything, or if you want to see something again, you can check out our YouTube. We have our services recorded, and then we do put them out on YouTube. You can also check out our website, our Facebook page, and we do have a paper newsletter once in a while. So if you miss those out, you can check those out. The Unity Discussion Group is on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. Unity Book Club, and that is here and on Zoom. Also, the next thing I really want to make sure that we discuss is our prayers for our companions and our fellow parishioners or congregants. Could somebody please bring forward the healing bowl? Does anybody have anybody we would like to pray for or keep in our prayers as we go on today? Well, we want to keep Jasmine in our prayers. And Phyllis, we want to keep Phyllis in our prayers. Thank you. This is where we put intentionally or physically our thoughts and prayers for anybody who needs them. And does anybody have any other people we need to pray for? Jan? Oh. Oh, and what's your husband's first name? Carl. Carl needs our prayers for keeping at, losing less. Keeping more. Okay. Steve, did you have an announcement you wanted to make? Oh, Andrew.
Laura Whitney is asking prayers for Carrie in Texas as she recovers from surgery.
Okay. Thank you, Laura. Is that Laura you said? I thought she was traveling. And okay, so then what I'm going to do is Carolyn. Bonnie Walden. Oh.
Anybody remembers her from all the drum making? She taught us in the drum circles that Jerry led every month, monthly in the early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. And then my daughter, Terry Lauer, who's going through some mental health challenges.
Terry is, and yeah. Bonnie, I made my first drum with Bonnie. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put our prayers over here so they can be prayed upon in a very special and beloved place.
And let's take a moment of silence right now to pray for them all. Blessed be. Thank you.
Awesome. And at this time, I'm going to let Phyllis, our lovely Phyllis McCoy, she is going to offer us a healing and a New Year's message. So Phyllis, I'm going to turn the, do I turn this off? Steve? I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to let Phyllis take her spot. We're going to pull down the screen here so you all can see it here. And for just a second, folks on Zoom, it'll just take a couple of seconds here.
Good morning. How are we doing? Good morning, everybody. Steve, are we working? Let's breathe together deeply. Gratefully breathe. Embracing one another in our energy, in our loving intention. Breathing deeply to the gratitude we have for all things. As you breathe deeply, feel your breath as light traveling through your body. Paying attention to what parts of your body are asking for attention. From the soles of your feet, those activators with the earth, serve us so well. Up your calves and through your knees. Oh, attention to those knees. Breathe that light up through your thighs and into your hips. Oh, what service they provide. Breathe deeply up into your torso. Feel the light penetrate all of your organs. Each one shining more brightly for having the attention that you give it. Breathe down into your arms and hands. Feel the light travel through every finger, every joint. Breathe deeply and thank your elbows and your shoulders for their service. Breathe deeply again and bring that light up through your throat. Into your cranium, your brain, and let's remember especially each of the glands that serve us so well. The pituitary, the hypothalamus, the pineal, and let's not forget the thyroid in your throat. Now we have brought loving energy to each one of these who give us such diligent service. Bring that light up to your crown. Feel your crown opening and closing and opening again more broadly. And feel the presence of the Creator flowing through you, traveling through all of those areas you have already touched and more that we may have forgotten. Now go to a place, a special place. Breathe into that island or woods or lake or ocean, your home, your business. Go wherever it is special for you. And see a pool of light gathering beneath your feet in that special place. It becomes a beacon for you. It is always remembered. It is always honored. It honors you. It is that special location that has fed you, nurtured you, and will again throughout your life as you breathe deeply and recall it and return to it whenever there seems trouble, wherever you are wanting, whenever you need attention yourself. This pool of light will always be there for you. It recognizes you because it is you. It is a pool of your energy, that sacred energy which you carry with you, but sometimes forget. Now breathe yourself above that pool of light and look at it. You want to remember where it is and how it appears to you. As you take a deep breath, you indelibly imprint this location, this pool of light, where you may return with the simple breath that can always take you there. With gratitude and memory, breathe and come back to the place you sit. Always remembering, always recalling, and always uplifting your awareness in its energy. And so it is. So it appears it's time for me to talk to you. And first, I want to say I have so much gratitude for all of you, for our church, for all of the prayers you've sent my way, for so much. I'm grateful this morning for all my parts, which operate at their own schedule, if I just let them. And gratitude for our planet. And with that, I want to say so much work is being done in the church. So many people have gathered with an intention to exceed to success and to thrive with one another and to sustain our physical plant. I'm thankful this morning for our earth. And as I thought about talking with you this morning, I realized I always say our earth, which isn't wrong. It isn't incorrect. But when I say instead my earth, it changes the context. It changes the energy. I have ownership. I have realization of a larger body that supports me and which I then in turn support with my love and my gifts. And so thinking about this, it also occurred to me that I say our church, and it is our church. But how does it change things if I say my church? How does it change the energy we bring to the church? How does it change the way you feel about your ownership of your part in the church? I'm going to, from now on, start saying my church. Not because I have ownership of the church individually without any accompaniment, of course not. It is a body dedicated to our comfort and faith, our prayerfulness, our contributions to the planet, to my planet, our planet. But to say my church sounds, feels like I am more clearly invested in the church that I love so much. And as we are so creating new intentions, new ritual in our church and my church, it's appropriate, I think, to add another level of energy to that, which we love so much, by taking a greater ownership of what we serve, who we serve. And so that's a new ritual for me, and I hope it suits you. This morning, we're also talking about raising our consciousness or our focus for the church that we serve and which serves us so well. And so I want to also suggest that as we say, if you choose to, my church, we take a deep breath and raise consciousness around it, for it, about it, about everything that we serve and which serves us. I'm suggesting that a deep breath raises our consciousness around all things. And we can reach that higher level of consciousness by simply taking a breath and visually raising your eyes to the horizon. We're all prone to being triggered, especially at the emotional level, but also the mental level, being triggered by conversation around us. Is there God in every conversation? No, we know there isn't. We hear a lot. We're affected by a lot. We need to offset those reactions, whether intentional or not, mostly unintentional, reactions to what is said around us. I've heard a lot of us in the church say they don't turn the news on because it's so full of negativity. And I would agree. I very rarely turn on the news, and only when I'm really inspired and I know there's going to be something I need to pay attention to. But we are also affected by conversations in our family, especially our extended families, in our workplace, in social gatherings, in meetings, even with the best intention. Our language can begin to reflect the stress that we feel on the planet right now. It is our opportunity to serve in a way that is not in the awareness of anyone else. No one else needs to be aware. But we can, if it doesn't feel appropriate at the time to say something, we can raise the consciousness in that group of people by raising our vision to the horizon symbolically and taking deep breaths to allow us to turn our attention away from the negativity and raise the consciousness of the planet at the same time. It works. Whatever we put out there makes a difference, whether it's negative or positive. So I think it's our obligation to raise the consciousness by raising our eyes to the horizon, the promise of the future, and breathing deeply to absent ourselves from the negativity that can accumulate. And we all know what that's about. Having just come through the holidays with a lot of people, you may have noticed where the conversation veers to. What is said at the checkout counter. You can always, of course, change the tone at the checkout counter by notifying somebody that you love their crazy Christmas sweater, or you admire their ring, or don't you have pretty eyes? I mean, you can do a lot, of course, very directly to raise the consciousness. And many, many of us, I know, are doing that already. This is the less visible manner of raising the consciousness for the good of everyone. I just highly suggest it for myself, because as I realized, having not slept last night, the reason I'm not there with you today, I miss you, I miss you. I miss your hugs, but I'll be back. As I woke and realized that I wasn't going to be able to drive up and drive back, I thought, where is my attention? It needs to be on the experience I'm having and not avoid the reality of my experience. Swallow my pride, accept exactly where I am, and raise my consciousness. So of course I needed help. So I invited in everybody I love from the other dimension. And they have helped me to raise my awareness and my joy level. And you have also. So thank you. This is such a powerful time. We are launching a new cycle of what we now call Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. And I'm so excited for us. We're launching a new cycle, and this church has borne so much throughout its now, yes, 110 years. This 2023 is our 110th anniversary since Bessie Magnuson established this church, and now is with us, cheering us on as we continue the journey. She is still a spiritualist, by the way. I love being aware of her and of Reverend Hutchinson, who carried this church along for so many decades, and then opened the door to leave us and to open a door to all of us who have had the opportunity, the blessing of serving this church. But think about 100, it's just 110 years is our anniversary this year. Bessie established this church in 1913. Gosh, just the thought of it gives me shivers. And so here we are launching yet another cycle of this lovely church. Aren't we blessed to be part of something that is this old and still thriving in new thought, new intention, but certainly thriving and offering so many of us a home church, a place where we not only worship, but we gather with others who love us and whom we love. It's quite a history. Now, in the 100th anniversary, and I'm not suggesting that we even think about launching what was celebrated 10 years ago, but I'll tell you what, it was quite a party. So many previous presidents were there with us, and we truly celebrated 100 years of our church. Now we have 110 years to our credit, and that is a platform we can draw from, build on, and become even more than we have ever been in the past. I remember how blessed I felt to meet Bessie's daughters who were attending the church yet when I started speaking back in the 80s. And they were such gentle souls and still loved this church. We got a lot of history to build on, a lot of love, a lot of loving intention, and gratitude, certainly gratitude. I love the voice of this church. I love the voice of my church. And I love all the voices who chime in and contribute. I haven't met Barbara yet, but I trust I will soon. I'm so glad for the part that she's playing for us. And for all the board members who are working so hard. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm not going to be able to name all of you, but Carrie and I are also good friends, and Carol LSICC, and we converse off and on, and it's always a blessing. So I stay connected to the community, even though I'm not as able to be there as all of you. Thank you so much once again for all that you contribute, for all the support you've offered me. And I am more than grateful for the smiles, the hugs, the prayers for all of you. Thank you. Good morning.
Sorry I didn't get the microphone on soon enough so you could hear the applause at this end there, Phyllis.
Okay, I realize there's one important more announcement to give you, and that's about next week. And we spoke about the sing and share and the singing part, but I forgot to speak about the share part, just to remind you and to affirm that this is happening for us. This beautiful, wonderful sharing has emerged also through Barb with, who's a channel. And so every month on Sing and Share Sunday, Barb is going to bring through a channeling for our message. And we've had one already, and it was spectacular to hear a lot from Rev, who's now being called by his request. We're remembering gradually to call him Bill, because as he was very clear with us, he is busy up there. He has plenty to do. He does not identify directly with us as if we are always in his pocket. However, he was also increasingly prominently clear. He's happy to work with us if we want him to. And we said yes. So he came through a lot. Actually, we have a beautiful transcript that Barb has made of the channeling, and we want to send it out to everybody. In fact, with your permission right now, I would like you all just listen to this question and then give me your raise of hands or not. I believe we almost have an opportunity, but / responsibility, to send it out to our whole list of 85 names, because it was a message given to the church. We haven't had a precedent for it, so that we aren't used to sending out something besides Friday's announcement of the speaker and then the announcements that I've added starting in November. And so I want a show of hands or comments whether we should send out these, the transcript of the channeling. Okay, anybody think it's something we should talk more about? Okay, beautiful. We're going to do that then. That'll be great. So that's one part of the share. Every second Sunday or so, sing and share. Singing, Barb leading us in extra amount of songs. And we're starting to develop this group of songs, and we talk about it at lunch. I think that's the best place for a song group to converse. And we'll build our file, our folder. And so that's the sing part. The share part is channeling. And Barb was open. It was a portal that opened with Barb, and the angels were there, and I had been guided to do the healing meditation with our ancestors, and I had, I was impressed and delighted that they were there on the other side for the channeling. But in the end, the big voice was Bill. And when Barb explained it to me, I should be maybe letting Barb do this, but it's just too much talk. it was a very strong personality that came through. And so we are delighted. And so that's one part of the share. Now there's two parts of the share. The other part of the share is us. And it's a brand new idea. We're going to explore it. We don't know if we'll keep it, but I have the vision that we can have a subject, and any one of us who feels called to step up to an open mic, which we will not record, so there's privacy. We see who's going to be in the room, or we change our mind if somebody says, I don't care if this goes on the recording. We can talk about that next week. But about, in this case, what came to me is share a spiritual awakening moment. And we're going to keep them short. We're going to keep a clock. We're not going to get up here and talk forever. Under 5 minutes, we're going to see how many people want to speak so that we're sharing with each other as community. That's the concept. So that's the two-part share. That's the one-part sing. That's the story of Sing and Share Sundays. So that's next week, folks. Okay, thank you.
Sorry for the noise. Okay, the other thing about next Sunday is don't be surprised if some things actually change a little bit. We are thinking about making, our pews move. You all know that. We've moved them before. We've had dances up here. We've had sing-alongs up here. We've had drumming sessions up here in a big circle. Well, with square chairs, we have a hard time making it into a real circle, but at least we can make it circular. So we may experiment with a little bit of moving the chairs around or the pews around. We may experiment with moving some other of our little items around here. We've already moved the organ. We've already moved the speakers down. We may move a few other little items around the church. I'm not going to go into any further detail because it does entitle us. Before we do that, we have to figure out how to do those movements and where to move things to. So don't be surprised. Okay. Everything's temporary. We aren't forcing anybody to like it, but we're kind of hoping that you do. Okay, so anyway, so don't be surprised and don't be alarmed. We are just moving things around to move more energy around so more people can see more people, as opposed to all of you staring at me. I mean, I kind of like it, but I think that we should all be able to see each other. We talked about this at length yesterday during our meeting. But speaking of talking at length, I'm done talking at length. I would like to, at this point, have somebody play some beautiful music on the piano. Are we going to sing our song now, or are we going to do our offering now?
Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
Well, let's sing. Let's sing our song. We've got the words that we have that Barbara handed out to us. Let's sing. This is Phyllis's request. So please, we want to make sure we get that in there. And thank you so much, Phyllis, for being with us today. We absolutely love and enjoy every word that you ever say. You are so profound, and you bring us into the future now. We are moving on from our 110 years and moving into 111, and we're going to grow with that.
And I'll look forward to meeting you, Phyllis. So.
Come on, everybody, let's stand up.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright
blessed day, dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I will ever know. But I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I thought I heard Michael.
Everybody hug. Oh, guys.
Woo! Oh, amazing choice, Phyllis. I'm so glad we picked that up. All right. Now, at this point in time, I'll just have Carol play a little background music while all of you, while you're standing, pull out your wallets and get something out for us for our offering. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we are, all that we give, and all that we receive. Thank you. Namaste. Yay. All right. Do we have another song that we want to sing?
No.
No? Well, then let's sing our closing song. But before we do that, we have to say our church affirmation. It is on the white card in front of you, so don't forget, we do have that one also. We have the one we did earlier, and we also have this one, which we like to keep in mind because this is truly who we are. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. We know that as our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all the members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Woo! Yeah. All right, let's gather in our circle as can be.
And does anybody want to do a benediction? All right. Wait, well, I got to do a benediction. What is the unity one? Help me out, you guys. What?
I could tell you.
No, not give us a benediction.
We have a very beautiful affirmation. That happened to me 2 months ago was to think of Reverend Hutchinson and think of the universe as a V, like the V, and that we in this church are the bottom of the V, and think of light, compassion, love, peace, and joy of the universe coming to all of us here, and feel that light, that compassion, that love of the universe. That is our home. And we are in home right here, right now. I'll be with you till we meet again. By his counsels that uphold you, on his love securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. God be with you till we meet again. Keep his wings protecting behind you. Daily manna still provide you. God be with you till we meet again.
As you go down, go to the kitchen, bring a dish out and put it on table for us. Okay? We're gonna carry the